What is up, YouTube? I'm BenPlaysGames, guys, and today I'm back bringing you another MW3 Zombies video. This time I'm bringing you a video explaining why I think MW3 Zombies should be given credit for what it is, and why you guys should give it a go. I would like to point out, though, before we do get into the video, that I am in no way affiliated with Activision, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, or Sledgehammer, and that this video isn't sponsored in any way. I just feel like people should try this game mode and give it some credit for what it's worth. Firstly, though, before we do get into that, I've noticed from the analytics I have on the screen from the Lockwood video that I did that a lot of you guys find my channel and videos through Google. This is great and I appreciate you all, but I would love it if you took the extra 2 seconds out of your day to just click onto the video, like and subscribe on YouTube itself, as this really fuels my motivation to keep pumping MW3 Zombies content out for you guys. Also, remember, I do stream regularly over on my Twitch, which is in the description. I'd love you to pop over there and say hi next time I'm live. Without further ado, though, let's get into why I think you should give Modern Warfare 3 Zombies a go. I will point out before we get into this video that firstly, as a player, you need to go into this game with an open mind. It's not round-based zombies, so don't expect it to be round-based. That's returning this year and also in 2025. And also, Treyarch have literally been given the Warzone map to work with, and that's it. And that's why, personally, I think they've done a fantastic job. Firstly, we need to talk about what makes a zombies mode or map good. I've been a fan of Call of Duty Zombies since the Black Ops 1 days. My favourite maps to this day are Moon, Kino de Toten, Origins from Black Ops 2 and Der Eisendrache from Black Ops 3. Therefore, I do believe I have the ability to break down what exactly makes a zombies experience enjoyable. I'm sure you guys will be the judge of this after watching the video, but the way I would break it down is into several categories. The categories are the following. We've got gameplay, design, storyline, content, replayability, developer support, and finally value. The first category I'm going to cover is gameplay. Gameplay in MW3 Zombies feels great. The heads-up display genuinely seems like a zombies game again, as it's quite basic when in-game. This is a massive improvement from a few of Treyarch's previous entries, most notoriously Black Ops 4. I still hate that game's zombies to this day. The multiplayer was great, but I was just never a fan of the zombies on Black Ops 4. The mechanics of this game also feel great. Having the ability to drive several vehicles around the map to get around faster, having the ability to fly around the map freely with a wonder weapon, and also utilising redeploy drones and ether portals, and even just climbing to the top of a building and jumping off to redeploy. It's great. Gun mechanics are also very clean in this game as a whole, not just zombies. Since MW3's release, I've said that it is essentially what MW2 2022 should have been. With the removal of tuning guns, making classes in all modes is now a lot simpler and suits the majority of the fan base of COD, including myself, a lot more than last year's entry, which is great. The next category I'm going to go into is the design category. The design on this zombies experience is also incredible. I've played this game shit tons now, but when I first jumped onto it, it felt like a great experience. The way that the colours of the game change between the zones is just simply phenomenal. The Tier 1 zone is bluish and gives you a sense of safety, but then you move into Tier 2 and you see that the game has now got a ghoulish yellow look to it, giving you a sense of danger, maybe not immediate, but you know that something's coming. Then you move into the Tier 3 zone, which has this incredible, terrifying red aesthetic to it. Honestly, I was so fucking scared the first time I went into Tier 3. I was in a vehicle, but I was still terrified. It was honestly unreal. And then you've got the Dark Ether, which is just beautiful. I mean, look at it. I've got Dark Ether gameplay in the background for this video. Just look at it. It's aesthetically pleasing, it just looks brilliant. The enemies in the game are also great. Zombies always look incredible when they're designed by Treyarch, and the Mimics, Disciples, and Manglers all have that scary look to them. And then you have the Mega Abomination, which is absolutely terrifying. The first time you bump into this guy, honestly, I remember it just scares you, man. It's just fucking terrifying. The next category is storyline. So the storyline of the game is actually pretty in-depth, and off the bat we have 4 or 5 cutscenes, with you being able to unlock and view these each time you complete the acts, which is acts 1, 2 and 3. As much as it may not be for everyone, which I get because I missed the original Ether storyline too, just as much as the next person, I do think it is cool that Zombies is now technically canon in all remakes of the Modern Warfare series, so like Modern Warfare 19, Modern Warfare 2 2022 and Modern Warfare 3. Obviously Zombies has now become canon to the campaign storyline, which again I love how it all ties into one personally. Again, I know a lot of people don't like that, but I think it is cool. Next we have what is probably the most in-depth category I'm going to cover, and it's the content. The loadout and inventory system in this game is brand new to Zombies, and I honestly think it's great because it fits the nature of this mode. It's good that you don't have to start from scratch in each game that you play, that you can take in some stuff from your previous game, you can craft some stuff to take in. The loadout system as well is essentially the system from Cold War, which is a great system and works incredibly well within this Zombies experience too. Although there is no new perks in this game, most of the fan favourites have made their return. Rest in peace, double tap, Widow's Wine and Mule Kick, man, you will be missed. But yeah, the perk system is pretty decent. I think that this is one area that could be improved with this zombies experience, as you only really start to acquire perks easily when you're in the tier 3 zone, which is where the Wonder Fizz is located. Other than that, you're left traipsing around the map, chasing each individual perk machine. At least they're marked on the map. It would almost be impossible to get perks if they weren't. But I do think maybe the Wonder Fizz could appear in earlier zones, but maybe make the cost a little bit more depending on the zone, where tier 3 you buy your perks the cheapest, as it's the most rewarding high risk, high rewards style system. And that way, tier 1 could be the most expensive, as it's the least risk, therefore the least rewarding. Contracts are also technically new. I know that Outbreak on Cold War had in-game missions, but this is an improved version of those missions where you don't have to travel to a new map to complete a second one. Contracts are also fun, and as long as you don't constantly do the same 1 or 2 contracts over and over, they don't really get repetitive for me. And also, opening a reward rift is always fun, as you just never know what you're going to get. The point system in this game isn't great for first time players, I do want to say, as the reward for killing zombies is pretty ass, but when you get the idea of smashing out contracts nailed down, points become not too big of an issue. There is also a tombstone glitch in the game which you can get unlimited points with, but I'm not going to cover it today or on any of my videos because I don't use it myself. As I feel it just ruins the grind of the game, but I can guarantee you that someone in your lobby probably is using the tombstone glitch, so if you do need those points, ask that person. They'll probably drop you some, to be fair. You've also got traveling to different maps within one game. This isn't new, as they did it with Outbreak, but I do think they've done a good job with it in this experience, as you can travel to 3 maps to complete the final missions in Acts 1, 2 and 3. And then you can also travel to the Dark Ether and Elder Dark Ether to attempt to acquire high level schematics and items. I would also technically count the different tiers as unique, as you are on one big map where the zombie's strength depends on where you are on the map, and I think that's a cool approach from Treyarch, considering all they had to work with was the Warzone map and some MW2 and MW3 MP maps. I think they've done a great job with that. And like I say, each zone does provide that unique experience, and like I say, it almost feels like a different map. As much as you transition sort of effortlessly, there's no loading or anything, it feels like you're going between maps when you're going between the zones. And again, I think this is great. The final bit of content I do want to touch on is the Wonder Weapon, the Scorcher. It is a new Wonder Weapon. It's very fun to use. As I mentioned earlier, you can fly around the map freely when using it. Personally, I don't like it for actually killing enemies, as I find it quite weak and there's just that many better guns and other wonder weapons in the game. That being said, it does get the job done and it is pretty fun to use. Moving on, I'd like to talk about the replayability of this mode next, as for me this zombies experience is great for replayability. First, you have all the acts to play through and grind through, which are great for XP farming and also unlocking yourself some new schematics. You've then got the whole loadout and gun system, which you can use in any way you please. You can easily use the most meta guns every game, or you can swap them each game and level up all your different guns to use on Warzone, multiplayer, maybe even end up finding a new meta gun for yourself. The loadouts also mean that the mode is incredible for grinding gun camos and levels, and also the Mastery Zombies camo is something of beauty on this game. Like, honestly, it reminds me of Black Ops 3 Dark Matter, so it looks great. Definitely worth grinding for if you're going to put the time in. Another factor of replayability is the amount of players in a game. On this mode, it's 24, which you start with a squad up to 3 people, but then you can squad up to 6 players into one squad when in game. One thing I've found out myself as well in the few days of game time that I've got in the mode is that the community on this game is incredibly friendly. Whether you die and bleed out solo and you need a pickup from another squad, or you need a few extra points to get that extra level of Pack-a-Punch, the people in your lobby will help you out 90% of the time, which I think is really cool and really great. Again, it provides for that nice environment almost with the other players that you don't even know. You know, I've had that many times where I've squadded up with people and gone to the Dark Ether, and by the end of the Dark Ether you know each other's life story. It's a great game for that, honestly. Finally, I also think that the grind is what makes this game so replayable. I love going to the Dark Ether over and over just to grind out the reward rifts, as you never know what you're going to get next, which makes for a really fun experience. The penultimate category I want to cover is that this mode is Treyarch made and supported. They've already put out a lot of patches, and it feels like Treyarch are enjoying making the mode, and when a developer likes making a game or a mode, the players of the game tend to feel that and then like the game too. They're also listening to the community, and it genuinely feels like Treyarch are taking what they've been given and are running free with it. I also do want to point out, I love the fact that they've saved round-based zombies for their own game, and yet they've still managed to make an incredibly fun mode without the round-based setting with this mode. They've basically been given lemons, and now they're making 5 different drinks out of the lemons, so big props to Treyarch, honestly. The final category I do want to cover is the value that you get from this mode, which personally I think is pretty good. Warzone is a free mode, so that doesn't count for anything here. Multiplayer is decent on this game, but unfortunately it quite easily gets ruined by sweats and skill-based matchmaking. And finally, the campaign for me in this game is the biggest disappointment since Black Ops 3's campaign, as both MW 2019 and MW2 2022 had phenomenal campaigns, and this year's is just tragically mid, to be honest. I've played through like half of it and I'm just not enjoying it at all. Then you have this Zombies experience, which I think for what it is, it's a great mode, as I've discussed throughout this video. I wouldn't recommend personally buying the game solely for zombies, as I wouldn't personally pay £60 for this mode alone, but if you're buying the game for other, like any of the other modes, then zombies definitely adds to that value that you get overall, and I think it is a great mode. And if you haven't already given it a go, I hope this video I have made you want to give it a go at least. If you are going to be playing as a first time player, I am going to be making a beginners / first time players guide, if you like, for this mode, because it is very different to previous zombies experiences. So look out for that one on the channel. So that is all I have time for today. A bit of a longer video on why I believe you guys should give MW3 Zombies a chance and try it out. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to hit the subscribe and like button, and also comment on whether you agree with me or whether you think I'm wrong and the mode is complete dog shit. I'm happy to talk to you guys in the comments, and I'd love to know some of your guys' opinions. Before we do end the video, I also did just want to mention the point from before, and if you found this video via a Google search, it would mean the absolute world to me if you took the time out of your day to click the video title, taking you onto YouTube, and just pressing the like and subscribe button. If not, no worries, I still appreciate your viewership. Finally, remember, I also stream regularly over on my Twitch, so make sure to follow over there too. The links are in the description. Thank you for watching, everybody. I've been BenPlaysGames, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye!